right, I want to talk about submitting homework assignments because I'm still getting some .rproj files. So if we click into the assignment, here's what you're supposed to be doing. You go to attach files, you get the relevant .r file. Later in the semester, we'll probably do some RMD files, work on our markdown. But for now, our R files, I'm just going to steal one from the textbook examples. And then you can add comments. If you got a lot of comments, just use this text submission box. It'll be a little bit easier. You can put bullet points and stuff in a more straightforward fashion. Although actually, Alt F10. No, all right. So useful comments or comments that I might expect to see might be something like, could you help me with line 23 of my script? I thought it was supposed to do X, but seems to do Y. Right? Something like that, where you ask for feedback, and if you can point to a specific spot. Less useful would be something like just a whole bunch of question marks. I don't know what happened. That is certainly something you're going to experience. Hopefully less as the semester goes on, but if you can point to a specific spot, it's going to give me a greater ability to give you the feedback you need. And then let me also just throw in the rproj file just so you can see why that doesn't work. So this is what I'm going to see. I'm going to see, download this. I'm not going to get a preview of these because Blackboard, it's expecting Word files and things like that. But let's go ahead and check what this looks like from my perspective if I'm grading. So I go to Grade Center, needs grading, and I will see my submission, which was late, but better late than never. So when I download this, I'm going to open it with a text editor just so you can see this is fundamentally what the file is. It's just a bunch of text. RStudio knows to interpret this in a special way, and this text editor knows that this is our code, so it's giving us syntax highlighting, which is very nice, very convenient. But with this, I could plug this into RStudio and start doing stuff with it. Right, so I can start running this code, I can read the comments, I can see what's going on, and I should be able to just hit source and have everything work. Now, in this case, if I'm asking you to use some specific piece of data, so I will have assignments in the future where I say, use this file. I'm not going to ask you to re-upload that file. I will have it set up in the folder I'm using to grade. Right, so let's assume I've got that. I can just run this code and see if it works. On the other hand, if I look at what the rproj file looks like, open that, wants to open with RStudio. In my case, it would work because this is an rproj file from my hard drive. So let's just see what I would see with your rproj file, where it's not interfacing with my version of RStudio. It's not interfacing with your version of RStudio. So I just get this information. I get zero context about the stuff that you're working on. This I can't do anything with. Right? This is not giving me anything useful for evaluating your work or getting you working in the right direction. Let's see what happens if I try to open it with RStudio. Try and re-download it one more time. So here I actually have a project called 390, and when I open this, now it's in my temporary folder for Mozilla, and it's showing me nothing here. Right? So this is sort of the best case. It didn't give me an error, but it didn't give me anything useful either. If I go and look at this, right, it's going to say project does not exist, it's been moved or deleted, or is not writable. And that's because, again, I'm in my temporary folder, not in the folder I think I'm supposed to be in, which is my 390 folder in Dropbox. All right, so all that said, as you're doing your work, please submit the R files. .rproj doesn't help me. That helps you. It is really important to set up your projects to keep your work together, but to get a grade, to get feedback, to actually practice and learn, you need to give me something that is a .r. I will also quickly show you, as long as we're here, whoops, that's not what I wanted. If you save this as just a txt, that's fine too. Right? So if you save this as some other extension, my computer is going to be fine, dealing with that. Right? You load it into R as a txt, it says, I don't know what to do right here. But when I load it in on this end, I'm not going to do that. I don't need to do that. But with a text file, I can open it up and I can see your code. And then I can just go back and resave it. I can get rid of that txt file extension, and it'll go back to being interpreted as an R file. But in any case, the content is there. The content is not there in the rproj file.